right, let's get started. Welcome everyone. I hope everyone's going well tonight. So yeah, let's jump straight into it. We are going to be discussing some things early on and then potentially looking at building other things. So yeah, let's go straight into this. Let's I accidentally clicked the wrong thing. Can you piss off? Socks? All right. So in here, we're going to have to duplicate this. You don't step on the keyboard. We're going into blogs. We're going into this. We are just going to edit the blog down here. Because this object assigned to customer is already done. I'm not seeing it. So I'm just going to copy this. Oh, we don't want that on the header. Hang on, what am I doing? Oh, all right. I'm gonna go close. I'm gonna re-edit that because that is wrong. That should be section header. I wonder why this was confusing me so much. All right. Cool. Going back into here. So the good news is objects assigned to customers has been done. We also have to look at the re-implementation of story points and implementation of scheduled project / tasks. So yeah, and we've hit an ad break. We're not going to do too much at the moment for the ad break. So yeah. All right. We might as well go into this screen at least. The joys of spooting up ads straight away. And here is the lovely Socks. She is, of course, wanting to sit on my keyboard and mouse constantly. And she's not wanting to face the camera at the moment. She just wants to show her floofy butt. You're gonna say hi, Socks. Gonna meow. Oh, sorry, I got that. Oh, terribly sorry about that. Got a bit of a yawn. So yeah, today we're just looking at sort of how we would implement these features and essentially discuss a plan of attack for these particular features. It shouldn't be too hard to actually implement and so forth like that. I've got a couple of ideas in my head how I want to actually tackle them. So yeah. We'll also probably be doing some testing today and some bug fixing also. So if there's any critical bugs, we can, of course, fix them. So yeah. Anyway, everyone should be back right about now. Welcome back, everyone. So let's jump back into it. So going with this, once again, objects assigned to customers. We did that the other day. That was a very easy thing for us to actually complete. It didn't even take an hour, I don't think. Yeah. We've also got to think about implementation of the scheduler for the projects and tasks. Now, we're probably going to be implementing a template system as well. So we've got to think about that. And my partner's just sent me a message. Why has he sent me that? Oh, yeah, I see it. Why? Okay. All right. So yeah, we've got to discuss this one today. We've also got to discuss my jobs and stuff like that. So that's something. Let's discuss my jobs first. So card 5, my jobs. So for those that don't know, I actually had an image of this the other day. The idea is you'll be able to plan the next couple of days well, essentially you're just planning the next couple of days and so forth like that. So what will actually happen is there's two parts to this. So there'll be one planning tool. That'll help you plan out the whole entire page and so forth like that. And one dashboard widget. That will read out that data and so forth like that. So from this, what I can think of is this becomes a big enough sort of thing. We can have its own view. So need to create a view, which we'll most likely call something like planning view. And so forth like that. Under there will be the CRUD, which we'll be happy about. The other things we'll need to create are templates, stock standard sort of stuff, and also finally we'll need to create new models. So the models will probably have pretty much a table that will essentially connect to the object. So we'll have the object foreign key. Can you not sit on my mouse? We'll have the date. We won't need the time. And if it's complete now, oh, this is a good sort of thing. We don't want to actually store if it's completed, because we want the user to go to that object to complete the object there and not cross it out here. So it'll be object foreign key, and then user assignment. And that's pretty much the basics of that. It's something pretty easy to do. I mean, the CRUD, not a problem, and so forth like that. You'll be creating these connections, which will just add in something into the table. We already have widgets, which we can assign to people. We can already look up stuff that's assigned to them and so forth like that. I'm just wondering, this is where the questions come in. Do we want users to let me phrase this in a way which makes sense. If users self-assign something to themselves, did we want that? I mean, in reality, they can do that automatically. So a user can go in, add themselves to a particular project and so forth like that. With these particular things, we don't want users to do that, because if they're a read-only user, someone will be doing that for them, but we can add them to their tasks and so forth like that. All right, cool. So should we automatically add users to an object when they add an item to their to-do list? And I'm going to lean on no. Now, the one reason being is we're going to open up a whole can of worms. If someone, let's say, was added to a particular task. Oh, God damn it. Why am I yawning? Let's say a user is added to a particular task, and then they've added it to their to-do list, and then someone's removed them from that object or task. It's just going to open up another can of worms, and we don't want to kind of remove that object. Sorry, we don't want to remove that person's to-do and all that kind of stuff. That gets really complicated. So in this sort of case, I'm going to go no. Adds level of complication. To the flow. Yeah. So yeah, we'll keep it simple. Should users be able to add tasks they're not assigned to? I'm going to also say no. They should get assigned first. And sorry, my writing's a bit messy today. So yeah, I think those are the questions that I needed to figure out. So the one reason why I'm saying no to should users add tasks they are not assigned to. Sorry. The one reason why I don't think users should be doing that is there should be a process being whereas they get added to that particular task first, or someone might be controlling that, and then they should only be looking at tasks that they're assigned to when dealing with this list and not adding in some random stuff. So that would be good. And what else could we do? So I'm just having a good think at the moment. And I'm just wondering. Oop. Yeah, I'm just having a quick think. So, hey, Max. Max. Okay. How will this look? Now, look-wise, if we have a look here, the planner, I think I've got the planner out perfectly fine. I think we're just going to keep it simple in this sort of case. I think I like the idea. Let's draw this out very, very quickly. I like the idea of having my planner. Having a nice little drop down or add button or something like that where we can add in something. And then we've got our days here. So we'll have Monday. And then we've got all the cards in here and so forth like that. Now on mobile phone, the one problem on mobile phone, it'll be very, very tricky to drag and drop. Yeah. We'll have to make it on mobile phone that you can't drag. No. Yeah, this is going to be hard on mobile. Because each one of these objects, it's just a link. We won't have a modal or anything like that. And when we add something new, so let's go down here and add something new. It's going to pop up with a simple day. You're just going to get your little date sort of picker thing in here. Nothing exciting. And then you're going to have a list of objects to add in. So you'll have destination, which will be like, once again, what object you want and list. And it's just going to be one of those ones where you can tick multiple. It's going to add. So yeah, this is going to be very simple at the start. There's not even going to be a search tool or anything like that. And we can expand on it later on. The idea being a person should be added to 100 sort of tasks straight off the bat. So yeah, wasn't that right, Socks? All right. Yeah, I kind of like this. Okay. I feel like, yeah, we've probably figured out what to do with that one now. All right. Hopefully it'll take me a week or less, probably hopefully only 2 days to actually implement this, which will be nice. Because the next one is going to take me a lot longer to actually do. And if we go down here, and we've got card, what number was it again? 391. This is scheduling stuff. So the idea here is, and I've still got to work this out, the flow. So I've got currently 2 flows. So flow 1. So user creates template. In a template creator, in the template creator. So we'll be happy with that. That'll be the first step that they do. And then user creates schedule in the schedule tool. And then the idea being is one template can have multiple different schedules and stuff like that, which, you know, really, in reality, should not need at all. The other flows, so flow 2, is user creates template and schedule at the same time. Now, this does mean that having multiple different sort of schedules for the one template is not really plausible. I kind of like this idea anyway. I don't think you should be creating multiple, like a template should be a template to a point where, yeah, just wait, let me try and figure out what I'm trying to say. A template should be a template for one schedule. You're not going to have the same template do random sort of stuff and so forth like that. So yeah, I think flow 2 will be best. So the idea is, what will happen is you'll open up the screen. Let's do the screen again. Let's not cap the screen off now. So it'll be scheduler. Up the top, you got the simple options of frequency. Which will be a drop down. From there, you'll have the attributes around that frequency. For example, you might have choose word and so forth like that. Whether you would tick the day if that was a daily up here. And then you would have the start date. So when does this actually start? You might actually have an end date. Can be empty. So that's all I can think of at the moment for the scheduler. Then you'll have the template section, which will have the title, description, it'll have the org, it'll have a start date, which no, it won't. It will just have the end date. Duration. Actually, that's something I got to figure out. We'll come back to the duration. Let me clean this up. Let's extend this down and down. Let's go duration. Because it might be just start date and end date. And then what I could potentially do is have it so that yeah, there's a couple of things. Let me come back to that one. So if we go over into here, let's go new object, let's go new task. So we've got the start date and end date, and then all we need is the groups. That's all we need. We would be happy with that. Yeah. Yeah, no, we would be happy with that. So, the duration. Let's go to naive UI. Let's go with date picker. So we only just need a date picker for these particular things, but we also want to be able to clear out the date. All right, cool. Oh, sorry. That looks fine. All right. Going back to our design with the duration, I'm going to say start date, end date. And then what we could potentially do is, and this is very, very easy to do with the start date and end date, is we can look at the delta between each of them. From there, when we actually have a, let's say the start date actually happens up here, so the scheduled start date actually happens, what will actually happen is to look at that particular field or whatever, and yeah, just do the deltas off that, grab the time from the start date, and just the delta between the dates and so forth like that. Don't know Python. Hello, how are you? Hopefully you're going well. I like your name. So yeah, that's how I would probably set up that. Now all of this will need proper instructions and so forth like that. But once again, we'll build them into the view. All right, going back into this. So we've done that. We talked about that, and we talked about that. Re-implementation of the story points in NearBeach, I don't think will be very, very hard to actually do if we actually have a look at the models file. So I'm just going to close all of the tabs, minimize all of this, go to NearBeach, and then go to models. Under here, we don't have story points, I don't think. Oh no, there we go. We've got story point min max. So we currently do have them in here. Except this is an old way how we implemented them and so forth like that. So that might easily change. So yeah. So what I need to do, let's scroll all the way down to the bottom of this. Story points. Things I need to do. One, read up on them. How do other places actually utilize story points for essential stuff, for guessing how complicated a task or project is and so forth like that? So I need to read up on them. That will give me information to questions. For example, one, should I translate story points into hours? which, you know, should I do that? If I am doing that, where am I going to store that? If we're going to implement quoting, are we also going, sorry, not quoting, estimation for quotes and stuff like that? Are we going to include hours over story points, and how will that work? So 2 is essentially, what if we implement quoting with hours? How will this affect the estimate? Which, you know, what happens if we want to do that? Because not everywhere will actually use story points. Some places will be like, no, this is more of a hour quoting sort of thing. We quote using hours, not story points, and so forth like that. So I just got to think about all these little different different scenarios. So yeah. Ooh. So the main one here is I've got to read up on them. So what I got to do is schedule some time, just read up on what other people do and so forth like that. I don't think I can talk about this until I've done that. So yeah. Anyway, that should be all of this. Oh, and another thing I should point out is with this is 3, what do we do with estimations? All right. So as you just saw, NearBeach actually does have this in there at the model level, but the problem is back then we didn't. This is right before I just decided to delete all the code and so forth like that. So yeah, we've made huge improvements since then. So yeah. All right. And we've got ads now. So I'm just going to go to ad time. I'm going to do some weights. So yeah, whilst the ads are running, I can get some weights done. All right. About a minute of weights will be fine. Let's see how we go. About 40 seconds left, all right. Okay, about 10 seconds. Okay. Welcome back, everyone. Let's get back into it. Whoops. Cool. So, I've closed that article, haven't I? Yep. So yeah, I don't think the story points one I'll work on at the moment. I mean, I'm really interested in working on the scheduling. and the My Jobs functionality. I think I'll start off with My Jobs because I would find that useful. And I can use that right away in NearBeach and so forth like that. So, talking about that, because I've done a few changes recently. So if I go into develop, I go into the commits, I've done new feature, have the ability to see all included groups and new features. So I should have done a release last week. A release on the 29th, so last month. Mainly because I've done those particular features, they could have gone out into NearBeach. Yeah, alright, not a problem. I will implement them today. So we're definitely going to have a release today. So because of that, if we wanted to start the My Jobs, we're going to feature GitHub Flow new feature it out. So we're going to go Git Flow feature start card 5. What are we calling this? This is My Jobs. All right, so going to start that. Going to be npm run up. I'm not in. Source vn activate npm run watch. All right, that will take its time. That we can minimize. All right, that one we can get rid of, and we can start talking about my cards. So scrolling down table wise. So I'm just going to go over here. I'm going to open up this. I'm going to go a card 5, My Jobs. All right, so let's talk about the table or the database, so the models. We need a new table. And the table, I think, should be called My Jobs. Or something similar. Yeah, what if we actually have a look at the models again? Let's open up the models. Let's open up the structure. And what you'll see is quite a lot of variables at the top. And then we've got list of, we've got user groups. I think user jobs would be better. Because what could actually happen is we could modify this later and have management maintain the board and stuff like that, which I know a lot of people won't like. It'll be more like, there you go. So user jobs would be a better name. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm self-managed at work, which is great. Yeah, I've been in cases where people have tried have managed me. I've had successful managers before, but I've had managers which don't know what's going on, don't realize how busy it is, and they keep piling stuff on you and get angry when it doesn't get done. And it's like, well, it's impossible. And when you push back, they just get really angry. So yeah. So we'll call it user jobs. Now the data we need in it is we definitely need a user. We definitely need the object foreign key. Which will either be a project or a task. Because I don't think requirement items will fit in this particular case, because they're about user stories. I think card will work, so a Kanban card. I think that will work pretty well. Requests for changes don't. No. They're at a set date. You won't be setting those particular dates. The next field we'll probably need is a date field, which specifies when the user wants to do it. From here, what else do we need? It's pretty much the usual sort of stuff. Sorry, I got the gold on. Okay. I think that's it. All right, let's start building the table. So we've got to scroll down to the very bottom of this particular models file. We'll eventually be splitting this file out into smaller components and stuff like that, but for the moment, this is fine. So it comes after user groups and before that. So what we want to do is we want to set up, and hey, the Bob that I know, how are you going? Now, for those that don't know, user jobs just becomes user job because it's got to be in singular. We can't mix and match singular and plural. So straight away, we'll have username equals models.foreign key. This will be based off the user model. And if we have a look, username model on delete models cascade. Yep. Like so. So we've got the user name. We need a date particular field. So job date equals models.date field. We don't need a date time field. I want to keep this as simple as possible. So we're a particular date. So whatever the user puts it on for that particular date, that's where it'll stay. We won't involve time, which will involve time zones. And it just gets really messy very, very quickly. That way, if they're in a particular location, it should be appearing and all that kind of fun stuff. So, yeah. Now, I've just realized with the dashboard, and this can actually happen just due to time zones, if the user is in a particular time zone different to the UAT, we need to send back its current date to get that current date's stuff, which is the only hurdle I can see, and it's a very, very low hurdle. So date field. So auto now add now is true. I think that's it I need for that. So job date, and now we're adding in the foreign keys. So we'll have Kanban cards. How are we showing Kanban cards? What line are we on? 850. All right. All right, Kanban card. I'm just going to put in project equals models dot foreign key. We've got project. Yep, like so. Blank equals true. Null equals true. on delete equals models dot cascade, and then we just got to do task, and then task blank equals true, null equals true, on delete equals models dot cascade. I forgot a full stop. Come on. And then all we need to do is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We just need these basic ones. We don't need to return anything as a default job or anything like that, so I'm happy. All right. Close that. Okay, cool. So yeah, this is just the user jobs table. We also want to create a view. So yeah, let's go and create a view. Let's get rid of the structure. Let's go up here. Let's minimize everything. Let's open up this. Let's open up NearBeach. Let's open up the views, and let's open up new file, and we're going to call it user job views.py. We are going to import from Django.http, from Django.http, import HTTP response, HTTP response bad request. Straight away. And then the next thing we want to do is def. Now this is where I am going to go back to this post. Now I've got this as my planner. I like that name. So I'm going to keep it my planner. It's going to be request. At the moment, we don't have any templates, so we're going to open up the templates. We're going to open up NearBeach. We're going to right-hand click. We're going to go new directory. Now, are we going to call it user job views? User jobs. I'm going to say no. I mean, I could rename the views to my planner, rename that table to my planner. But no, it makes sense having it as user jobs because that gives me the ability to add in the management side of things later, and then having my planner in here, it makes sense with the URL. Does it make sense with the templates? Because the template folder structure usually kind of lines up with the views. I'm just wondering if I'm going to be kicking myself later on. I'm going to say no. My planner will be perfectly fine. And then we'll have a myplanner.html. Easy done. We'll also have that in the VueJS in a minute. Let me just... What we want to do is let's open up profile. And let's just yank these 22 lines. Let's just paste them in. Let's get rid of these 10. And there's our planner template. So in the user jobs, what we want to do is we want to get the template. So T equals, and this is where we go from Django shortcuts import. Oh no, it's not that, is it? It's not part of shortcuts. There we go. It's a part of the loader. Get template. And then what we want to do is we'll have NearBeach, myplanner.html. Then we've got the context, which we're not going to enter in at the moment. Then we return HTTP response, and then from here it's the t.render request.render. No. Just give me 2 seconds. This is it is t.render. And then C request. Like so. So that will load up that sort of page. This is only complaining because it's got to have 2 things above there. We need to go to the URLs, and we need to actually go in and add this URL in very, very quickly. So it'll be absolutely, up here, we're going to have my planner, and it's going to be path, my planner, and then it'll be my planner user job view, and then name equals my planner, and then going up to the top, and then scrolling all the way down, and then importing the user job views, and that should work. So if we go over here now and we go localhost my planner, we've got a blank screen, which is what we want. Now the next thing with the my planner is how we're going to lay it out on this particular screen. Do we want it in widescreen format, or do we want it narrowed up? I'm going to say widescreen because we've got 7 days that we're going to go across. So, yay. I'm just going to close that. And I'm going to close that. And we are going to open up that template once more. So what we want to do is we want wide template wide. And we're just going to, at the moment, my planner, we're just going to keep that in. It doesn't exist. So it's going to have issues. We're going to minimize everything. We're going to fix that up right now. So under the source JavaScript components, we're going to create a new one. We're going to create a new directory called my planner. Inside my planner, we are going to create a file called my planner.vue. In here, what we're going to do is we're going to have a template. We're going to have hello world as a test. We're then going to have a script. We are then inside the script going to export default, and we're going to have a name is my planner. We're going to have props, which we're not feeding in anything at the moment. We're going to have methods, definitely, which we're not going to feed in anything at the moment, and mounted, which we will probably have something, but we're not going to feed in at the moment. This is just for testing purposes. All right. So now to get this app to work, we need to go into the components. So we need to find a good place to place in, there we go, there it is. So my planner equals define async component. To define it, what we need to do is we need to import it. We need to specify to webpack chunk name, and this is going to be called my planner. And then I am just going to go components, my planner, and call it a day. That's done there. Now we've got to actually state this is actually a higher component. So we're just pasting it in here. Careful socks, keyboard remember. like so. And then if we wait a little while and hit reload, maybe actually have disabling the cache, we've got our hello world. Perfect. So now that that is done, we've got to design it. So I'm going to, down here, is have style. The reason why I'm doing it like this is to play around with it, and then I'm going to modify it. So usually, a lot of stuff in NearBeach is done in these sort of card formats, like this. So we've got a card body, and so forth like that. And that just works really, really well. So we're going to do class equals card. We're going to do the same thing. Div class equals card body. Like so. Then we got everything in there, and we're, yeah, that's as simple as we get it. So, and then we've got header one, it's going to be my planner, and then HR to do that. Class equals text instructions. The following will enable you to set your tasks for the next 7 days. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Then what we would want to do is if we go to Bootstrap, let's have a look at drop downs. We just, at the moment, I just want to do a button. Yeah, I just want to do a button. The button's going to be import object. All right. As simple as that. Then, this is where the good stuff actually happens. So we'll have a div class equals, are you okay there, Socks? You're just pasting again. We're gonna have my planner like this. And then div class equals my planner single day. Like so, and we're just going to play around with those for a moment. We're actually going to copy that one. Oh, yeah, what should I? Give me 2 seconds. VueJS v4 1 range. Index in 10. Index. All right, cool. What I'm going to do, v4 equals index in 10, where key equals index. Cool. And that's what we're going to do. All right. Oh, I need definitely a break right there. The HR does work. The card, it doesn't quite work. Okay. I'll be the first to admit this design doesn't work how I want it to. So I'm going to have a look at where else I'm implementing something like that. So I have a header like this where it's slightly off. That's the Kanban header. And then I've got a button which is, yeah, 5 pixels. Which we could do. yeah, I don't think the card functionality will work here. Having a quick look at this, I straight away be like, oh no, it's not going to work because we've got a scroll section and all that kind of stuff. So not a problem. What we do is we just delete what we don't need anymore. So, well, what I want to do, H1, I'm just going to go class equals Kanban header. I'm just going to copy that one little header, and I'm going to go my planner. We are going to go and add ourselves a little break in here. We are going to add in a little p class equals text instructions. And we want to state that actually, no, I don't want to include that just yet. But I do want to include the button class equals btn primary, and then add object. Yeah, cool. Then I definitely want to give a little br right there. And if I refresh, we can see it's not perfect at all. Nowhere near perfect. But we can see we've done stuff. Now, the first thing is with the style, I'm going to go my planner, background color, hot pink. All right. For those that don't know, I essentially use these colors as template sort of things, testing sort of things. So my planner, single day, background color is going to be sky blue. All right. Now, straight off the bat, what I want to do is I want to add some width to this. Now, I like the width of this. Now, if we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we've got 5 across. I think that's probably good enough. It's 400. I don't think I want to take away from that. So I'm going to 400 pixels. All right. That is the min width and max width too. I'm just putting those in just in case. The height. I'm going to go 800 pixels for the moment. And we've just hit an ad break. So, yeah. Anyway, I am going to do something. Socks knows what's up. She's like, treats? I'm going to give Socks some free treats. Oops, it's actually ad time. Max. Also, Max is around, so he wants treats too. All right, Socks, did you get back in bed? She likes to dive bomb out. All right, you can go, buddy. Okay, there we go, Socks. You ate them way too fast. Now you're wondering if there's any more. I've kind of taught her that, yeah, if sometimes I hide the treats, so I've taught her that sometimes there are extra treats in the bed, and she gets all antsy and she's got to search for them, and she's not the smartest cat, let's just say that. She probably can't see properly either. All right. Anyway, we should be back. Let's get back into it. Welcome back, everyone. All right, so these should have populated now. So as you see, we've got something like this. Yeah, the idea being is with the My Planner, let's go, display is going to be flex. Flex direction is going to be definitely a row. What we want to do then is we want, for each of my planner, we want a margin of 0 from the top, but 5 pixels on the right and bottom. I think that looks nice. Doesn't mean we've got to scroll along. And I've put 10 instead of 7, but that's fine. One, two, three, four. Yep, and then okay, cool. So what I want to do, display flex direction row, margin 5, 0 and 5 pixels. Okay, cool. Margin 0 and 5 pixels. Sweet. So, we want, I'm going to close that. We don't need it at the moment. I'm going to close that. We don't need it at the moment. We don't need that at the moment. We don't need that at the moment, nor do we need that. We're just focusing directly on this. So what I need to do is I need to drop that down to 7. Easy done. And then just going to hit reload. So I like that already. The next thing we want to do is under my planner, we want overflow auto. And I'm going to reduce the height. I think 400 is enough. All right. Yeah, that's enough. We also need overflow is auto here. And then if we hit refresh, you can see that we can scroll, which is really nice. We're going to change the scroll bar color. That's something pretty easy to do. If we go down here, we've got it on here. Like so. All right. Gonna close this. Gonna close this. Gonna refresh this. So I'm happy with how that looks. Battery's low. I've got to recharge that tonight. All right. So now I just closed the Kanban board. Okay, so we've got a grayish background for this and whitish for the cards. I kind of want to implement that too. I'm also going to probably implement the green for the header and so forth like that, because I think that looks good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of these colors straight away. And then what we're going to do is background color. We are actually going to go back here. We are going to select this. So add new cards. What's the background color? We're going to just copy this. Realize that we've copied the whole thing. We're going to paste. And we're going to get rid of that. Okay. So that will be the whole entire background color, is that grayish sort of color. I mean, we could do it at that level and have the roundness too. Yeah, I kind of like that. And then radius, background radius. So border radius, sorry. It's going to be 12 pixels, I do believe. If we have a look at this with the border radius. We put it as list group. All right, hang on. Okay. In that sort of case, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to paste in that variable. Easy done. All right. And now we just hit reload. Now, ooh, that color has not come through. I know why, because it's set at the SAS level. So I'm going to remove all of this and put this in SAS in a minute. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, for a temporary measure, I'm just going to go light gray and then border radius 12 pixels. The reason why I'm doing it here and not directly into the SAS at the moment is because time constraints. It'll take me about 10 seconds each time I do a change in SAS. That's why. I just realized that the camera's still pointing at Sox's bed and she's got a treat, so she's just run off, giving me a reprieve. All right. Another thing which we could potentially do is with the Kanban board, we've got the header actually separated from the bottom, which, not gonna lie, I kind of like. I think that's a good sort of idea. Yeah. We kind of want something like this. And we could easily do this. What we do is div class equals my planner header. It'll be my planner header. And then div, it'll be the same sort of thing. v4 equals index in 7. But this isn't in the... Alright, no, I've gotten this wrong. Bear with me. We need to do a couple of changes. So what we want is we want div v4 equals index in 7. Like so, and then we usually do the key equals index. And class equals my planner header single day. So, but what we want to do is we want to put this in div class equals my planner header. And that will be, I know I typed in 4 by mistake. I'm just fixing that up right now. All right. So we've got the header. And then we've got the body. So div class equals my planner body. And then that will be like so. And then we've got single day in there. All right, sweet. So all of this will still work. We do need to change my planner though. So my planner still flex, but the direction is now column. Easy. Margin will be the same. Oh, yep, margin will be the same. Overflow will be the same. Scroll bar will be the same. That's all perfectly fine. And then what we need to do is dot my planner header and dot my planner body, like so. Now, with the body, it should actually contain this. So we are actually going to cut that out. We're going to paste it in here. And we're going to bring that up like that. And then my planner header. So the header itself. Now we've got header single day. Single day. All right. We want the width to be 400 pixels. I'm just going to delete those, because it should all align up. The height, we're going to say 50 pixels, or is it 45? 44. For pixels, background color is, let's go this temporary green for the moment. We will be using this particular green in the near future. So that will be background color. I just want to paste that in, but I want to comment it out for the moment. All right, we're not going to put any text in it at the moment. We're just going to see how it looks. Horribly. So we need my planner to work properly. We need this one to work properly too. So what we need is up here, we've got display flex. Flex direction is actually row, not... Yep. Yeah, that's going to be row. Display flex. Flex direction is also going to be a row. So that's what's gone wrong there. Easy fix. Boom, presto. Now, what we need is we need just a little tiny gap. A little tiny bit of margin. So we've got margin 1 pixel. And it might be that sort of case that we actually apply this to everything. Here, limit it down to 1 pixel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, it's squeezed it in when we're not stating the width. That's the one problem. So we do need that. I like the one. This, I'm going to place it in. I think it's going to look a lot better. We already have the 5 on each side. I think that looks so much better now. All right, cool. And then we just got to add in the days and stuff like that. So that's rather simple. Now, we're doing this get day text. Date. What am I doing? I'm just doing this. This is just silly code. Case 3, return. I've done that under... I'm an idiot sometimes. It's going to be quicker if I do it like this. Alright, so that's just temporary code. We're just throwing things in, seeing... just throwing things in. In this sort of case, what we'll actually have is... Straight off the bat, we should have like that, and then get day text, and we're just going to key in the index. It's just going to give us the day we want, like so. And now what we actually want to do is we kind of want to do something like this, where we actually have the text align centered, font weight bold. We're just going to copy that. And we're going to go back down into the single header. We're just going to paste that in. We're going to... love it when it gives me these escape characters in there. That's a wonderful bug. So the one other issue... Yes, that's about the same text size. It's not centered. So what I want is auto, and then 1 pixel. Oh, no, that's... justify content is centered. No, item. Yeah, it's because we're not using Flexbox or grid. And when I have a look at these, we have padding of 10 pixels. And that's probably just it. That's just it. Yeah, padding 10 pixels. I can go under there. All right, so if we hit reload, there we go. This is coming along well. So I'm happy with how that looks so far. Now we've just got to get the cards in there looking nicely, and I think we should do something very similar to this, in the sense that the cards will look the exact same. We won't have the priority thing going across the top. Yep. Okay. To whack myself in the head. Yeah, we won't have this. So if we actually delete that, it'll look more like that. Then you'll have the number and the object to it. So it'll actually be something like pro. It won't even have the hashtag. It'll be something like that. And then the description here, project description of what it is. Like so. We won't have the information, but I feel like we can include some other bits of data in there too. So if we actually have a look at, now this is production, I want to get out of that. If we actually have a look at this, we've actually got the date. It's actually the end date, and I just realized that We're not stating that's the end date there. All right. Oh, sorry. Oh. So another thing is we should have the end date in these cards. We've got enough space for something like this. This lovely looking stuff. And it'll be a lower text thingy. All right, cool. So what we want to do, we want to go up here. Let's bang this open. Let's go div class equals my planner card. All right. In here, what we want to do is we don't want a header one. We just want strong sort of stuff. I think in this sort of case we can use just 3 divs. Div class equals my planner card title. Description. And date. Like so. I like the blue text with the date. I don't know why. It's part of the href. Okay. Yeah, I kind of like that. I like the blue text. And I'm going to say I like this this lighter, thinner pro than normal size, and lighter, thinner, and then normal size. All right. Yeah, I'm going to copy the same sort of deal with this. So with the title, it's not actually title. This is the card ID. I'm just going to write project 1. This is just going to be planning a new plan of attack that plans more attacks. And then with the date at the moment, I'm just going to copy that. So we're going to play around with this. So that's what it looks like at the moment. Not ideal. But what we can do is we can go background color. We're going to have white. All right, we know that from over here. So we've got white. In fact, let's go over here. We want list group item. Well, this is where I've used the list group items and stuff like that. That might just be what I need. Let's actually have a look. It sort of rounds everything. So that's a cell. List group item, sortable chosen. List group item, border radius, margin, box shadow. Yeah, I've just got bees and stuff like that in there. All right, I'm just going to refresh the page. What I'm going to do is I've got this card. I'm going to edit it as HTML. I'm going to actually first delete that node. And then I'm going to edit this as HTML. And I'm just going to copy. And I'm just going to delete what I've just done. And then I'm going to help Socks up onto the desk. Because if you can't hear, she's meowing at the moment. Come here. Nope, she didn't want to come up onto the desk. That is annoying. All right, so I want to go into here. I want to hit refresh. So we kind of got a... that's not how I want that. Yeah, it's definitely not how I want it. But that being said, this also has to have list group in it. All right, no, that works. That works really well. Okay, so what I want to do is do that, and then there we go. We've got something that looks relatively nice now. Now, all we need to do is replicate this. So I'm going to go div class equals list group. I'm not going to put anything else in there at the moment because a lot of this data we don't need, like the ID, the draggable, and all that kind of stuff we don't need. I've just realized it is ad time. I am going to get myself a drink because I'm a bit thirsty. I've been going for about an hour and a half. So yeah, I'll be back in about 30 seconds. In the meantime, here's Socks causing trouble. Don't go anywhere, Socks. And I figured out why Socks was meowing so much. She had thrown up in the kitchen. The joys of pen ownership. All right, they just, yeah. Nope, Socks, stop it. No. All right, we're about 30 seconds left. All right, and I've missed a follow. I'm terribly sorry. This happened a while ago and I didn't hear it. Thank you very much for the follow, XOMRZ. So greatly appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, I didn't see that. I'm terribly sorry. All right, I'll have to watch that after stream. All right, Socks, seriously, calm down. You're in panic mode. Anyway, welcome back, everyone. Okay, so what I want to do, I just want to place that onto a new line so I can actually see it. I'm just, once again, breaking these down so we can see what it all looks like. I mean, we could do something as simple as that. I mean, we don't need the priority. We need a bold project one. But we're not going to do bold project one. We're going to go div project. Let's put in a class. Class equals my planner single cell object. Div class equals my planner single cell title, taking over taking over the world, and then div class equals my planner single cell end date. And we just had a really nice end date, didn't we, over here? Let's just copy that again. This is lovely. Not gonna lie. I'm just gonna paste that in. All right, so what we want to do is we want to have a refresh. Now, we don't have this looking as nice as this, which is fine for the moment. What we did want to do is straight off the bat, we wanted this one to have font weight lighter. And this is all going to be in an A tag, doesn't it? Yeah. So we might as well do that right now. I wonder if this can be a whole entire A tag. Oh, just the title, I think. Because, yeah, we've got to move these around. Yeah, all right. This one, yeah, font, weight, bold, and then this one, font, weight, lighter. I don't like it. Yeah, I just don't like it. I think that looks a lot better. And I think the date... Yeah, something about the date just being there just when you could potentially put it up there. You know, I like that. I do. I am kind of leaning on that. Yeah, I don't know yet. I mean, it would be nice if I also include this little div bar and stuff like that, like the little, if I pasted that up there, that would look really nice. But we don't have a priority on objects at all. We have priorities on cards though. I will say I've fallen in love with that little bar. I'm gonna put it in. All right. Let's delete stuff. Let's delete this. Let's open up this. Let's key this in. Let's get rid of this because I don't need it. So we've got this. In fact, what we could potentially do is just have a bold. Let's go project 1. And then what we want to do, March the 1st, 2023 at 4 p.m. So a nice friendly sort of thing. Then we just want a simple break. And then we just want taking over the world. And I think that's what we kind of need. I think that looks nice and simple. Then all we need to do is just program these so we can move stuff around and be able to add stuff in. Yeah, I think that's it. That's really all we need. It's simple, it's easy, it's elegant. We will need to make this the lighter stuff. So what I would probably do, span, style, font, weight is going to be lighter. And then have the normal text in there. March the 1st. Oh, what was it? Like so. I think that's perfect. It's, yeah. And then lorem ipsum. I'm just putting in random stuff to see how, if we got a really, really, really long title, what actually happens. I think that looks really good. We've got compact. We're able to sort of be like, hey, this is the description and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. I'm gonna say let's start programming this in. So now comes the tricky part. We need to key in today's date and figure all that out. Which shouldn't be too hard to actually implement. Okay, cool. So what I need to do is we need data. And inside data, what we need is a simple date array. At the start, it's going to equal nothing. All right. So on mounted, we're going to do something. On mounted, we're going to construct the date array. So what we need to do is we need to create, even then, it's not, not needed. Not needed at all. Sorry, there's hang on, I've got to think about this. My brain's jumping all over the place. Alright, cool. So there's one of two ways we can do this. We can create a date array where we've got today's date, next day's date, and so forth like that for the next couple of days. And then we simply but then we need to key in what falls on those dates and all that kind of stuff. We need centralize. We need to centralize the data. Yeah. And we need to worry about time zones too. Well, actually, no, we should be in the user's time zone, and we're saving the date as the user's time zone. We're not implementing time zones at all. Okay, so what do I mean? Talking crazy, aren't I? So we've got, oh, that's terrible. We have these blocks. I am drawing these blocks terribly. I do apologize. So we've got these blocks. We know that this particular one is going to be the 1st of May. This is going to be the 2nd of May, and this is going to be the 3rd of May. We know that this is going to be, and so forth like that. So we need something to figure out the date on here. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, automatically. We know this particular day, the first column is always going to be today, according to user's computer. Now we need to get the information in here too. So most likely we need something to store these dates so they're automatically generated. Yeah. Now we do use Luxon. So there could be a possibility that we just use Luxon and we use its power and all that kind of stuff. So let's go to Luxon. All right, so we can have date time now. And we just ignore this because we only want the day itself. We're not worried about the time and hence time zones, because we're assuming when this person keys in all this information, they're not changing time zones. And if they do, then, well, you know, if they go backwards in time, which is plausible, like I can go to the US and end up going backwards. Yeah. How could we do this? Okay. Multiple calendar systems. Oh, what calendars? All right. Sorry, I was meant to go back to the drawing. So, one solution is we handle this on mount. So on mount, what we do is we can set up a very quick array with the dates in there. And that could work very well. Sorry, my partner just sent me something. And then these are just obtained with that particular date. I mean, that could work very, very well. Yeah, I think that's going to work. And then we can get rid of this. We need to convert the dates. Should we just use Luxon? That's where I feel like this would work the best. So we can go Luxon date. We don't need to... We can go const date time now. We just want that information. We're not worried about the time or the time zone. So we can get that pretty easy. We don't want it into that string. We want into kind of like that. And then we just plus days to do that very quickly. Okay, so toString. Just does it like that. All right. Formatting your date time. Ooh, we've got other... And hello, Bexy. How are you? Yeah, thank you. Yeah, we're just playing around with implementing a planner system into NearBeach. So the idea being is you come in and you're like, I want to work on these tasks over the next sort of, let's say 3 to 7 days. It's only going to go up to 7 days maximum. And the idea being is, yeah, that's the idea. You add in what you want to do and then you've got that planned. Okay, yeah, we're just playing around with the time at the moment. So I don't want time zones, I don't want time, I just want dates. So we don't want parsing. Ooh, formatting might be good. Okay. Strings for Cthulhu. Okay. So we want year. Then we want month, which is probably capital M's. I can't see it. Why isn't this in alphabetical order? Day of the month, no padding. No padding. We want padding, yep, of 2. And then there's a minute. Day of the month. Month as an unpadded number, month as a padded number. Oh, that's L. Format token. Okay. Yeah, let's play around with this. So, let's have a data array. Let's go mounted. Let's go const d, let's go let equals, today equal, I can't, today equals new date time. And then I think it's just today or now. Let me go to a quick tour. Your first date time. That's what we want. All right. It's just that. Dot now. Not bow, now. And then what we need to do is we need to import Luxon. So we need to import date time from Luxon. And then we'll be happy. All right, so we get this today, and then I'm just gonna go console log today and see if I can play around with it in the console. So we wait a few seconds, we hit refresh, we go into our console, we've got our object in here. So if we go temp0.to string, we've got our toString, and if we go format, to format, and we just go LLL, we've got May, and we got 05, and then we got that, and then what if we go 1, 2, 3, 4, LL, day. We've got that in that format. So that will work perfectly. So yeah, I am not going to complain about that at all. So we now need to now we can set this as the day. However, that being said, I could do this up in the thing with the index and all that kind of stuff, but that won't work how I want it to work. So we're going to do a for loop. So for let I equal 0, where I is less than 7, and I++. All right, so this dot date array dot push, and we're going to push in today. Actually, we're going to let in, okay, so that will be const. And then we're going to let new day equal today dot add. And I think if we have an add in here, time zones and offsets. Oh no, we don't need to worry about that. Not formatting, not passing, math. All right, let's go add. Current date, yep. Oh, it's plus. All right. So plus, and then we've got days, and we're going to go I in here. All right. And then we go new day dot format to format. We go year, month, day. And hey, Pobo, Mojo, Jojo, how are you? You hear Google killed? Yeah, I did. I don't know why. I haven't fully read the news. I've only just read the little tiny little snippet. So yeah, that's quite sad news. And they've killed off other parts too. which is sad. So I'm going to drop and send down Judgmental Lily. She is judging Google at the moment. I might actually do this as an object. So what I might do is I might push through an object. Sorry, I'm just mucking this up. So what I want to call this is I want the date. And it's going to be this. And then what I want is I want the day. So new day to format. And then that's going to be day, I think. And then after all of that, I think that's all I need at the moment. But yeah, if we actually convert everything into this sort of format, then we can just access it. We're not doing multiple calculations constantly. And then when something moves around, the calculations have already been done, so we're not redoing them. It's just looking stuff up. Which I think will be a lot better. So if we actually have the target, we've got the array, so we've got the first, second, third, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, sweet, and we just got Ds, which means I've mucked up something. So I need formatting to format, and then it is day of the month. All right, cool. So I don't want day of the month. Okay, those are not what I want. Day of the week as unabbreviated localized string. So I want 4 C's. And we've just hit a ad break. All right, welcome again. I'm going to quickly go do some weights. So yeah. All right, so we're doing a little bit over a minute of the weight. I should step back a little bit more so people can see my face. Yeah. But we're making headway. So yeah, I think the calculations at the start, that won't take too long. The good news about those is we only do them once, and then all we're doing calculations on is when things are moved around, we point things where they're meant to go. Pretty stock standard sort of stuff. Yeah. We'll also put in the drag and drop in a minute. So we'll start dragging and dropping stuff, and we'll set up a simple sort of system for that. And there you go. All right, cool. And welcome back, everyone. Okay. All right. For those who are wondering who those are, the long-lived chaos twit scams, they're just the spamming things. It's just, they're annoying the hell out of me. All right, so now we've got all of this rendered out. What we can actually do is we can go up here. We can start cleaning up some of this stuff. So what we can do is, instead of this, we'll have for day in date array. And then what we want is day dot date. And then over here, we're doing the same thing. But instead of the get date, we're going to go day dot, what do we call it? Day dot day. All right, we wait a few seconds. We're going to hit reload. There we go. So this one will always be today. And then you just keep going forward and so forth like that. All right. So let's get drag and drop sort of started. I think it's going to be quite easy for us to actually implement because we've already implemented this before. So what we kind of need at the moment is, let's go into the Kanban. Let's go into, so we've got the row and then we've got the, sorry, I've got to do it from the top. So we've got the board and then we go down and we render the Kanban row and then column draggable. All right. So in here, we're using a draggable. Very simple. We're just going to paste that over there for reference. We're actually going to go over here. We're only going to need the draggable on this section down here, and the draggables will be essentially just those. So we're going to key that in right now. So I'm just going to go drag able class equals list group my planner single day. I don't think all right, yeah, we're using data in them. We're using all right, cool. Now we need to import draggable. So that is part of this. So if we scroll all the way up to the top, we just make sure Socks doesn't step on any random keys. All right, so we do that and then we got to import them as components. So we need to go bang components. That is an object and we just type in draggable, right? So we're happy. All right, cool. Going back up, let's have a look at draggable. We got the vbind. We don't need that vbind at all. Data level, data column property, animation though. So let's. Vbind animation equals 200 because we like that. Disabled Kanban, no. Group task ghost. Class equals ghost. Ooh. At end equals on end, and we're passing through the event. We have a V model master list. I don't think we need that. Because, yeah, we kind of loop through everything. All right. Item key. Oh, yeah, we got a master's list, don't we? Yeah, we'll figure this out. Okay. Because inside we've got the group list item. Oh, there's a template with the item equals this. If memory serves me correctly, and then master list. That's part of the computed. All right. I'm gonna have to kind of refresh myself how I've done all this. So, got a masters list. What we want to do is, all right, we're going to copy the same thing. It doesn't hurt. We've got a pattern that works for us. vmodel equals master list. Easy done. But we need to pass through the target. So I'm going to pass through that in the hopes that it passes through what we kind of need. Once that's done, we've got the item key equals, we're just going to put PK at the moment. And we don't need that last thing. And then with the draggable, we've got a template, hashtag item equals element, which we're happy about that name. And then all we're doing is we're actually cutting that out from there. And we're just going to paste this in for the moment. Because that's what we do over here with the double click and all that other sort of stuff. We've got the icons and all that fun jazz type of stuff. I am going to get rid of this. So now we've got a draggable sort of thing in here. Yeah, this is just draggable. We need master list, which is going to be under computed. And master list is going to be help. So it's going to be that for the moment. Actually, that would be that. But yeah, master list. Okay, master list. Let's go down here. Let's see how I've got this set up. Socks, can you not? I'm just sending that through, and then we're just returning an array where we've got A equals A, like that. Hoping for the best here. And then what we want to do, so we've got that up and running. We need on end done too. So methods on end event console log moved card. We're not doing much at the moment. Waiting a few seconds, hitting reload. Yeah, we don't get much straight away because it just didn't give us the data. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have temp array, and that's going to have some data in here where A equals A, and we're going to call that a day. Then up here, we're going to have temp array. Yeah, it's just going to be that easy. And then we're going to hit refresh. And now we're just going to go into VueJS and see what they've done. Because I think I think there is a better one. So they've got a list. They've got list like 1 and 2. 2 lists. Yeah, they've just got 2 lists. In our sort of case, we do want 2 lists. Yeah, all right. But I don't know if we can have one model with 2 lists in it. I mean, if we go back here, this is working for 1 object. And I kind of don't like that. What if I go like this, and I go vModel temporary index. And then I go data. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then in here I go A. I don't think this is going to work. I honestly don't. I think this is going to fail. Yeah. Rendered out the top ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It just didn't render out these ones. And there's no errors whatsoever. And... oh, no, I know why. All right. Don't think that will work, but yeah, I didn't think that would work. Yeah. Oh. Damn. All right. So it's meant to be from there. Ah. Hang on a minute. I've mocked this up. All right, sorry, I've got to have a v4 equals day and index in date array. And then the index will pass through. The day won't at the moment. But that's perfectly fine. And then if we hit refresh, there we go. We've got all of that information in there. And then we just don't have this information passing through with the temp array. And what we could potentially do is we can have this all in the data array. Like so. Because the indexes will match up perfectly fine. We won't need the day. No, we won't need the day. And then what we could potentially do, so I'm just having a think out loud if this will work. Data array, that will give us just everything in the data. Yeah. So we have something like that. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then it's not a function, it's actually an index like this. Sorry, just give me, there it go. And then DOM element is null, that's perfectly fine. What we want to do then is, we then want to, let's say, get rid of one of these. Like so. Hit reload, perfect. All right, the next thing we want to do is uncaught in promise, type error, doml is null. Is we want to have date array dot data. And then I'm getting rid of this. And then down here, we'll have data. And that's just going to be that. And we're going to wait a little while. And then we've got nothing. And then if we key in A is A. Perfect, but we keep getting this type error doml. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to type in A. No, view draggable. I should key. There'll be day. They dot date. Don't know why that's showing. If I have a look over here, item key is PK. That in reality should be date. Oh no, it would be data. Don't know. Yeah, I'm puzzled about this one. Let's go to view draggable. Let's look at code. Let's see what's happening. So yeah, we've got multiple lists in here. We could potentially do this as multiple lists, but then we need to set up multiple lists. And also, this is the old view draggable. So we want view draggable 3. And then what we want is live demos. And then, yeah, there's 2 lists. That's what we kind of want. And if we view that source code, we go in, we've got one draggable component and a second draggable component. And we've got lists, list 1. List 2. And sorry, Bexy, I just saw your message just then. Terribly sorry, I haven't been paying attention to chat tonight. Is it worth paying a sub for IntelliJ? Depends how you want to use it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with VS Code whatsoever. You can get some plugins and stuff like that to get this running however you want. I've got a license because NearBeach is open sourced, and what I've done is they always hide the pricing on you. I'm just going to go to PyCharm. I know it's around here somewhere. PyCharm. Alright, so there's a free license for uni students and so forth like that, but there's also, I've got an open source license. So I get it for free for any open source code I do. I personally like PyCharm and stuff like that. I've been using it for many years, on and off and so forth like that. At the end of the day, whether or not you can justify paying the code for an IDE, considering their Visual Studio Code is actually quite good, I mean, that's up to you. So, yeah. I'm happy for you to say that I am completely and utterly biased because I do get a free version. So, that's, yep. Alright, so this works a little bit differently. So what I'm going to do, so I'm going to comment out this for the moment. And I am just going to paste in their example. I'm going to leave it looking horrible like that. We'll go list 1 for the moment, and what we'll actually do is we're going to copy this, And we're going to paste it into our data. Like so. And we're going to leave it as looking horrible like that. And we're just going to get this to work. On change log, we're going to say at on end equals on end. Because that's how we do it over here. And we're just going to add in ghost class equals ghost. And I am just going to hit refresh. So we got all these in here, which is great. So these rendered perfectly fine. So what I want to actually do now is I'm going to create the array. And it's going to be like this. And then inside, I'm going to have two lists. I think that's 3 up. Great, it didn't copy, but that's fine. My God, I think someone's ruined copy and paste. This happens way too often. All right. Cool. So, I'm just gonna hit, not gonna hit refresh. Let's go back up here. And let's go list. Let's go the array, and then I'm going to key in 1. All right. And then I am just going to hit refresh. That worked. Okay, I think this, we could get this to work. We might need to change a few of the fields, and I'm going to sneeze in a second. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to close that. I'm going to delete all of that. Piss off. Sorry, excuse my French. And I am going to uncomment all of that. And I think what's happening here, we've got draggable here. That's perfectly fine. We've got a v4. We could have another div up here and have all the v4 and all that outside of the draggable. That might make this a little bit simpler. I'm going to get rid of the animation for the moment. I'm going to get rid of the ghost class, and I'm going to get rid of the at end for the moment. I'm going to get rid of the model. And I'm going to get rid of that. We are going back to the example. We are copying these. And we are pasting them in. Now, straight off the bat, we don't need this. I don't know what the hell's going on there. That was a bit weird. Okay, we don't need that. So at end equals on end, dollars event, we're passing through. The group we don't need. Item key. All right, so let's get rid of all of this. So we are going to keep this. So what we need is, we need in here, so this is for the date array. So I'm going to have date in there instead. So I'm going to have date, I'm going to have, we would have that index. So it'll be in here. Then we need data. Data. I think I was overcomplicating it before. I think that's all we need now. Item name equals name. All right. Let's just... Do I need the item key? Yeah, I need the item key. All right. So... That'll be A, right? All right, let's have a look at the code. It says name. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this. I am going to expand this and I'm just going to paste it in. All right, and then this should just be name. And then what we need to do is go over here, hit reload. Yeah, that should be giving you an array of objects. Yeah, all right. Not a problem. Let's bring the v4 out here. So what we want is date in date array. So we're happy. We're just going to do this, and then we're just gonna bump all these bastards up. We won't need a v4, but we'll need that, and then we need that. And it's still giving me this. All right. Let's get rid of this. Let's go date array. Let's take the first one, data. Okay. Let's go temp data. And let's just copy that data across. I don't know what's going on here. I don't know why it's not liking it. I want to get rid of those errors because I know they're going to cause trouble. Then what I want to do is I just want all these keys to be temp data, and I'm just going to go 0. Yeah. And then what I want to do We don't have John. And then item element. Is this not compiling? No, it is compiling. We don't have John in there anymore. Yeah, you're crazy. There's no longer John. Okay. We're not referencing John, Sonny boy. I'm gonna get rid of that. Hang on a minute. What am I doing up here with the key? For date and date array, temp data, 0, no. It'll be day dot date. So that one. All right, down here, we've got for date in date array, draggable, we're grabbing the list. The item key will be name. And then we're doing all that kind of stuff. I don't see where we're using John anymore. We got... No, that's Juan. Where the hell's John? John isn't in here. Master list is gone. Is this just not saving correctly? What the f... I honestly don't know what's gone wrong then. John was not in there, and the instant I put in that console log, something happened. So I don't know if I fixed the error a long time ago, and something's been locked up in the pipeline. It's really annoying when this actually happens. All right. Data. In here, we'll have name, Frank, ID, 5. Let's go 1. Let's just hit refresh. Frank ID, I don't know why that's causing issues now. Because we're not referencing that at all. All right. So date array, we should be getting that from here. And we're getting nothing. Why are we getting nothing? We have 3 rows in here. Ah, we're not using temp data. That's why. And then like so. But if let's say I get rid of that, and then I get rid of that, and I get rid of that, and I refresh, what's the difference between that and what we've got here? I don't see the difference. We've got temp data. That's set up exactly like it is down here. So, yeah, this is confusing me why I'm getting this. The draggable list temp data, item key is name. But that was working before. So if I copy list 2, let's say I go down here to our data, I key that in, and I just paste in list 2. All right, so list 2 is in there. Let's key in list 2. Let's actually make sure this is actually compiling correctly. All right, this is doing the same thing on this sort of thing. We just need to get rid of that. And that. Yeah. I don't know what's gone wrong here. Yeah. The only thing I can think of, and this is something very quickly that we can test, is I think this is breaking it somehow, this 4. So I'm just going to get rid of that. We're going to quickly test this. This is just one draggable component in here now. And if we hit reload, we still get that issue. Still get it. All right. What if we go into the code And we just copy this draggable stuff. Piss off. We just copy this draggable stuff again. And just paste it in. Like so. And we leave it as is. List 2 is fine. We've got, we'll have log in here. It'll be very quick to write log in here, and it'll just do nothing. All right. Cool. I am going to hit reload. And that worked. I don't know what the difference is. That's the thing. I don't know what it is that makes it so different. What if I key something like that in? And then I like go, all right, instead of list 2, we want temp data 0. And we should put in Frank in here. I don't know. Yeah, absolutely don't know. I'm probably going to call it here tonight. I'm just feeling tired. I need to wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning anyway. So, yeah, let's find someone to raid. Real programmer does not know why it works and does not know why it does. Yeah, pretty much. I am just going to raid Togglebit tonight.
It's the mouse cursor.
He's